Hey guys, okay, so I just finished filming this tutorial for this kind of like summer nights or summer date night look. That's kind of what I was inspired by. Just, I don't know, going out on like a dinner date or a movie date with your boyfriend in the summer, or maybe just going out on like a date with your girlfriends, you know. Just maybe like catching a movie or I don't know, going to the park or something. I don't know, whatever you like to do in the summer. But so I don't really remember if I said this in the video, but I didn't use any eye brushes, and that's not because you can't use eye brushes with this look. It's really simple, so you don't have to use eye brushes if you don't want to, but these are my brushes, and I actually just finished doing makeup for my sister for her dance recital a few days ago, and so now all my brushes are like blues. Yeah, they're all like blue and pink. I don't know if you'll be able to see that one. This pink, they're all really funky colors. So I clearly, oh, this is blue, which I don't ever use this brush, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, they're all really funky colors, so I clearly couldn't use that for a neutral eye look. But I mean, yeah, if you have clean brushes, if you're good about cleaning your brushes after you use them, then go right ahead. Use just like a flat paddle brush, like a flat shader brush for your eyeshadow, and you can use like a big fluffy brush for the highlight. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye! Okay, so since this is a tutorial for the summer, I'm going to start off by putting lotion on my face, and the lotion that I choose to use for the summer is Eucerin Sensitive Skin Everyday Protection Lotion. That's for your face, and this has SPF 30 in it, and it's fragrance free and all that. I like it a lot. So I just take like one pump of it, and I'm just going to apply this all over my skin. And although technically this is a tutorial for like nighttime, well, okay, this looks freaky, but since this is a tutorial for nighttime, it doesn't really matter. It's still good to apply sunscreen, because you don't know, like if you're having dinner at a restaurant at sunset, you could still get some unnecessary sun damage, so it's always just good to protect yourself. And now, since I am going to be using mostly my fingers for this tutorial, I'm going to take just some hand sanitizer. I'm using the kind from Bath & Body Works in Sea Island Cotton, just because it's a summery scent and I like it. And I'm just going to apply about, I don't know, like that much to my hand. And I'm just going to rub this in just to make sure that I'm not applying any unneeded bacteria to my face. Next, you can take your favorite primer. I know I already applied a moisturizer, but it's always good to just add another layer in between your face and your foundation, just to make sure that you're decreasing the likelihood of breaking out. And I'm just taking MARC Prime for Perfection Face Primer. This isn't my favorite, but it's the only one I have right now. So I'm just going to be taking this. It looks like this. You can get this from meetmark.com, and I'm literally almost out of this one too, so it kind of sucks. But I'm just going to take about that much on my hands, rub it together, and I just kind of go like this all over my face, and then I just rub it in a little bit more. You want to be really careful not to tug your skin too much though, because obviously it's bad, because it increases your chance for wrinkles later on in life. Okay, so now typically on a normal summer day when I'm just heading down to the beach, I'll either wear no foundation or I'll just wear a tinted moisturizer. But if I'm going out to dinner or something at night, I will stray towards my Revlon Color Stay foundation, and this is for combination oily skin, and I'm the color Ivory, which is 110, and this does have SPF 6 in it, which is really good. Just again, another layer of protection against the sun. So I'm actually just going to use a little teensy tiny bit of this, and I'm going to be applying this just straight from my fingers onto my face, because it will leave you with more of a natural look than more of like a thicker look if you applied it with my favorite medium to apply this foundation with, which is just a foundation sponge. So I tend, if I'm going for something in the summer, I'll use my fingers just because it looks a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to take about that much. Maybe I'll have to use more in a minute, but for right now I'm just going to rub it, and then I'm just going to pat this all over my face. Yeah, I am going to need a little bit more, just because, as you guys can see, I have some blemishes, which I don't really care too much about because it is the summer, and I feel like it's more important just to look natural than it is to look cakey, but at the same time, I don't really want to draw any sort of attention to imperfections on my face. So I'm just going to take a little tiny bit more. Of course, the amount that you use depends on the condition of your skin and your skin type, and again, I mean, this isn't necessarily going to be the best foundation for everybody, especially if you don't have combination oily skin, but I just tend to like it because I do, and especially for the summer, it keeps my skin pretty much oil-free. Sorry, just in case you guys noticed, I moved the camera over a little bit so I could put my mirror here, like next to the camera instead of down there, so I don't have to keep looking down. But okay, so I just finished applying my foundation, and as you guys can see, I still have some blemishes shining through, just because, I don't know, that's how the way being a teenager works. So instead of applying a thick concealer, I'm just going to apply a little bit more foundation over those areas that need a little bit more attention. Okay, so now I'm just going to set the foundation with just a big fluffy powder brush and my favorite setting powder, which is the Revlon Color Stay powder, and whoa, that's completely coming off. It's in the color Translucent, but apparently this back label is like melting away or something, I don't know. But I've hit pan on this quite a while ago, so I'm going to have to get something new or repurchase this, but I like this. For me personally, I've been liking it so far, so I'm just going to apply that to my face in kind of a thick layer, just because I have pretty I don't know, I just kind of like to cover everything up and just make my skin look as perfect and as porcelain-y as possible. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but here's my hand held up to my face, and I have gotten pretty tan so far this summer, so my face is a lot whiter than my hand. So right now, I know I've always said that I don't go for this, but I'm going to take a little bit of bronzer just because I am not the same color as the rest of my body, and this is just my favorite bronzer, honestly. This is the New York Color Smoothing Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the color Sunny, which is 720A, and it has a sun on it. This is seriously like $2, and I'm just going to take a MAC 168 Special Edition brush. It's just an angled brush, but I mean, I don't really have another brush to apply bronzer with since I don't usually wear it, but this works fine, so just kind of use whatever you have. So I'm just going to kind of swirl that around like that, and then I'm just going to tap off the excess because I don't need a lot, and then I'm just going to start up here, and I'm just going to use a pretty light hand and just apply bronzer where the sun would naturally sun-kiss my face. So I'm just going like in this area to my cheekbone and down on my jawline, just to create a little bit of structure, a little bit of depth, and to add some color to my face. And then I'm just going to take whatever is left on the brush and just kind of add it to the rest of my face. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but that looks a whole heck of a lot better. Just a lot more natural and a lot more summery. Okay, so now it's time for eyes. I'm just going to prime my eyes. You can use whatever you want, but I like to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to my eyelids, and it's really important to use a primer because I think we all know those summer nights can be pretty hot and humid. So, you definitely don't want your eye makeup sweating off your face. That's not cute, especially if you're going out on a date or something. Okay, now these are going to be some really simple eyes, basically because when I like think of summer, I think of just simplicity and everything being really simple and easy and fast too. And creating the face is going to take a bit more time, so for the eyes I just wanted something really, really, really simple. So I'm actually just using one eyeshadow, and I know that's kind of weird. Actually, I think I'll add just one more, so 2 eyeshadows, but still, I mean, that's not a lot. And no brush is needed. So you can just take your favorite kind of shimmery skin tone color. Mine's a little bit darker than my natural skin tone, and it has a little bit more of an olive shade, but I still really love it, and it looks so pretty on my skin in the summer. And this is just Warming Trend from MAC. This is my only MAC eyeshadow currently, well, my only MAC single eyeshadow, so I kind of like am obsessed with it, and it just looks like this. It's a really pretty color, and I'm just going to take my ring finger and just go like this. And then you basically just need to pat this on the lid no further up than the crease. Okay, so the only other eye color that I'm using is going to be a MAC pigment, and this is the color Vanilla, and this is just a little teensy tiny sample size, but it's a beautiful, beautiful color. And I'm actually, okay, all of my brushes are dirty right now, which is fantabulous. That's why actually I didn't use a color for the eyelids. That's because I don't really have any clean brushes. It was just my little sister's dance recital, so I did her makeup, and now all my brushes are like blue and pink, which is awesome. But I'm just going to take a little bit of this on an eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to take this on the inner corner and just pat it on the tear duct area. This is such a beautiful color. It's just a really shimmery white, and I'm also taking it on just the outer corner of my eye, and both of those steps just kind of open up your eye and make it look like it has a little bit more natural depth. Okay, so now you don't really have to do this step, but I'm just going to take a little bit of vanilla pigment, again, using vanilla pigment again, and I'm just going to tap it right under my brow bone on either eye, and I'm like using nothing, because you really don't need a lot of this at all, and that just really finishes it off and just kind of, I don't know, gives the look a little bit more, like, I don't know, it just looks like you have a little bit more of like different fun, interesting contours to your eye. Okay, so now go grab your favorite waterproof mascara, just because, I don't know, you might unexpectedly take a dip in the lake or something, I don't know. So the product that I'm using is Mark Lash Splash Hookup Waterproof Mascara, and this is in the color Blue Black, and it's really a pretty color. It has it's one of the hookup ones, so I have it hooked up with just a really pretty natural lip color, and that is Glow Baby Glow lip gloss in the color Pink Crush. But it actually has a pretty good brush for how small the actual container is, and I'm just going to apply this to my lashes. The only thing that I don't really love about this is that it doesn't give your lashes a lot of like definition, or it doesn't really thicken your lashes very much. But the good thing is it looks extremely, extremely natural. So I wear this down to the beach almost every day with like just a little bit of lip gloss or something, if even that. This is just a really beautiful color, and again, you can get this at meetmark.com. And then, since this is waterproof, it is okay for your bottom lashes, so I'm just going to barely brush this over my bottom lashes. Okay, so just following along with this kind of bronzy look that we've been going for, I'm just going to take, I'm actually going to take just the same bronzer brush I used, and this is just a MAC Mineralized Blush in Cheek and Cheerful, and it's kind of broken, so I don't really want to show you guys. It's basically just really bronze and goldy, and I'm just going to tap just like that much, or a little bit more, like that much on the brush, and I'm just going to kind of go like this right under my cheekbones, just to kind of warm up my face even more. And the reason that I like to use this on top of a bronzer is the fact that this has some shimmer in it and my bronzer is matte. Okay, so now go grab your favorite pink shimmery blush, and mine, I've talked about this a million times, but mine is Benefit Dandelion Blush. It's the prettiest pink I've ever used in my entire life, and I use it every day. It's super natural, but it's also very buildable, and I'm just going to take an EcoTools flat paddle blush brush, and I just go 1, 2, tap, tap, and then I just go like this a bunch of times, flip it over, go like this, and I kind of like a lot of product, which is good because, I don't know, this is a very buildable product, which I like a lot. Same thing on the other cheek. Okay, so now just take your favorite highlighter, and mine is currently Light Sunshine Beauty Powder, and it looks like this. I'm just going to take my middle finger, because I already used my ring finger. I'm just going to take my middle finger, get a little bit of product, and just kind of dab it up my cheeks and rub it in, like that. Okay, so now for lips, there's so many different things you can do with this look because it's basically like pretty plain, but I thought that just like a really simple neutral red lip would look really pretty. So this is the Avon Hollywood Lights. Oh my gosh, this is a really pretty color, but it's like leaking all over the place because there's like the gloss coming out of the top. This is the Hollywood Lights lip gloss in the color Red Carpet, and it's super pretty, and since it's called Hollywood Lights, it has a mirror and it also has a light on the inside. So apparently you can like see it when you're applying. I don't know. This is just a really, sorry, it's hard to talk. It's just a really neutral red color, and I love it so much. It's so pretty, especially for like a late night kind of dinner date thing, which is what I was inspired for this look. Sorry, I keep having to take pauses. Okay, so that's the entire look. As you can see, it's really like just light and pretty, and I think it's really perfect for a summer night. I don't know, I really like this look, and I really love, love, love this lip color. It's so beautiful, honestly. I don't know if it's showing up true to color on camera, but it's kind of like a really rich berry color with a lot of shimmer. It's so beautiful. It will be so pretty if like during the sunset or something. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.